yi se onim no okodi yellow card against Celta Vigo na chese Clasico La Liga am one week anyare yesa akwada na ye fa no se hwo no support no wano so mbanya bia banana squad be na Madrid be ko sa match because a chiro defenders ni nyina prepare ana ma confirm some yensa Alaba Mendy Rudiger won you automatically out of that game enti ene yesa Cavaya akra beba ono kwa no question mark wo ho enti Raul Asensio ana hwan biem enti se e so mo hwe ne ye sere be against Celta Vigo no on konkonya yellow card po wano so ankoya suspended an say Bobokua ye fa no Real Madrid wonom ani Ancelotti ensem na no pay ye say the update ni mo e Argentina Ancelotti move to Brazil enyama so enem udu Bobokua ye fa no Saba no fear Leverkusen and a bar for Leverkusen for no wo mo say coach so mo penom womo abosas Fabregas edi womo bo Emmanuel Aguasil oruana wano so adini Boboko to e La Liga mo no wano so amabonidi ana yesi deredi dumutintimaye ba no aye former coach ama United coach na ye fa no Eric Ten Hag ano wano na se ya be se kan nyina sa womo se standard to oye favorite se no was ya silly to say the show the picture na ba no and na ma sa na chechire be gaga because enra mo fan akobiya se uni ade ne hase kosua pa o waso bruta a chese coach ana Jemensen kan so onom enso aye favorite say banu fear wo mutuma de ne nyina no woro so mbetimi anya akwakwade de enyer say Alonso ebeko na Alonso so anya maye kwarmete say yes ono de o say senan ka bia manager fan so Ancelotti empa ono ope na dropanom aye Martins be maintained upon Arma Sociedad the close aye 60 million euros answer near the ababa 2 drama make catch us Real Madrid for the day wo mo say na wono ye no ti kromwa ye metua 60 million NFL dabi mete say manager no say wo pesa akwadan no ano aye 60 million euros aye amount wono abaso mo de kofa boy na eba aye one Alonso be say what do Jonathan Ta a free agent because Madrid the chirono so plana enti also the Ta eba ana for Florent vet na Florent vet esika semno yesem Alonso fu say Bobo Kwefan sa Madrid ebetimi ne Leverkusen for naka na in installment because Madrid no we metua bam ento o ma da edenazan kwawo form o ma me bam ana ni ma dio ma so mo ye wo mu san kabia Arda Gulash bi na sebia Endrick bi enkwada no ebi betimi akwa bolon bi adama Leverkusen serebe a ebe ma just asking price ana fa bo no ensom atene posado no ensom betimi abamu a eno enso aye kakra frimo ede Ancelotti de no ana play ye be ma update ma me catch us wonyan komproso wouldn't say Krayama Studios, the minions are failure. Yes, a manager fans Ancelotti aka no, and the chair I am proso. Will be on one rich agreement. Tama, not the Mumania Jawo Ben, some walk up he, Brozola Quagiani. Yes, Ancelotti said, Darby, at there. Yes, a manager has more kind of Real Madrid ayamano no say the Madrid for the kabeka bi no yesem odire baso no enso ade Madrid for car e ka wo de Madrid enye sika na mom onim say so tie ase so obekọ na say o sign contract and ne kire ya e ba sana divided attention manager no full still now no wo mo betimi age La Liga enso made so mo now so ene biem enso made say Madrid boboko no say the omon sin omon na di no omon na di ni ye panti one person kwakwa sase wodoma kwakodu subunani na ase bia wojo mumu na bia time akodo no asoche boba na captain udwane dabde onto no wontimi nja Madrid ho na ye kase na afei wono so free club no mun control de wobeso no mu season ana Brazil for so de no wo mun pese season be wie na Madrid abeso mo ne Ancelotti eko club world championship ana no so Brazil for no pese ru ano enso abe continue yeso wonya kan no de chesa 90% HSA Brozo woman's coach ebe Al Hilal name a former team name and coach na mashe ye fono Jorge Jesus ono ana diamensa kan se ne coach adwuma no enso nebetimi akọ adwuma no na se koba se bia miraculously ana se bia Madrid etimi conjure wo ma je kaje La Liga na metisa coach Alfano Ancelotti I likely so be say me ya adwuma na se sinti akọ we dia basa wa ma pese aye he na de so kwan se unse na me kasika sam se wa ka chere Madrid for san komo fa ne 1 year na kan ma no me se ene ne yapam wo wona wo so ko ti se wo ko dia anka da papa mu kwa na san ka bia wa committee but you know to find ya ma kusa ko ana coach no so on beso obeko enti Ancelotti aka che Brazil for the CBF wo president aye Ednaldo so panin one 1 year na kano sika was a Madrid ademano aye 11 million euros na ontimi njama sika na nkara sika bebrebe nyina tino onyama masa aye sika ketwari aka wasem no wono panimu aka bia ba na chesa japade de wo ma ye bia ne ba David de sika he obi a ho nkire no yese uni ase wontimi nko e wa ba Madrid ever sika no omo so mu ntua ene obetena age enti o wie season of what sika na afi ni nyina so acha so obekwa abako onko so a no was statement say Al Hilal wo som our Saudi Arabia on some catchers wo coach Jorge Jesus ono ebetimi akopro kwa na say Hilal any coach Hilal for no say Ancelotti mbra oba year bia no season bia no 50 million euros when you gross net next yatete tax any bia no we had 50 million euros and be kofie hi na omo dire ba so mo fa coach we ya obetimi ya convince Vinicius Junior and Vinicius ababobo kwa fans Al Hilal and some our Saudi ni no and some kakef omaso ye and eba yenko aye Champions League ni mu dia na tesa stories ni no and some abasharo yenko enwa Arsenal some me omo tifo ye di kan tesa Arsenal for saying womu be tifo nitini nim san ke bia be chen dwomu ye against Real Madrid ye we ansasa aye bana no na mo se ya Perry Martin ana na ye na no se pramo ato tutay o mo se pramo ato no na Arsenal for no mo de ade we kire wo so a wo mo de kan kire Real Madrid so e mo ma Real Madrid tay ana mo be kire PSG so ana PSG dia no eto te se bronya tuo no twe o se bronya tuo what maza and what I did to me Antona Jaminya no say me de manano penentromunie wo say enye se bia boapayo say unim se kapo mo say Arsenal supporters no at the request akoto Arsenal wo mo mpanifo nim say Mosaic amaso mo ya no kaya dutwam yase mpanifo say na brain wana den na say omo botu gukra wo mo reject Arsenal wo mo supporters no request say wo mo some other design aye stance ni mo ana omo di wey ana baaye etu obi e di omo fo ama diamensa kan nyina no say na yase supporters no be full say club no mpanifo no ana o man di ni adan Unim say woman fools and one ajo the biggest night in for the past 16 years. The last 16 years anyway. Woman fools and ajo bakwa Ebsan Arsenal. Amabako semo woman ya BBM chess and one ajo na biggest night in 16 years. Ukoye way say Moseka. Almost next week Mobako Park the Press. Mobako the hotel and I say be a Paris Saint-Germain. Woman Paris Ultra Collective and no Ultras, omo bana no Mosaic awodwa Ababa Stadium aba Jones ama no nkwa no any day no etimi brem tim na say ama na Arsenal supporters libi and some are disappointed pa na ma me man of the match award winner aya Vitinha wo mu wi anu aga Vitinha say no mo ya aware ano mo say nim say match no emu abeye den enya nkwada game kra yintie some Vitinha akwo nim bobo ha yintie Vitinha.
We knew and we know that in this kind of games, semi-final of Champions League and Champions League, it can be like one little we concede one little error and the game changes. We know that. We had the example with us, with other teams as well. So we try to stay focused the whole 90 minutes, 100 minutes with the extra time and everything. Like I said, a very good game from us, and we are very, very happy. We knew and we know that in this kind of games, semi-final Champions League.
And I'll just say, your day story, Emma, your tip for an pay, and some no show us our branding and a cacre frimo, and some at the Abana, Mamma Fanto, and him say, who call a yes, our story, Nema Usman Dembele. Hi, now Ballon d'Or story, Madame Anano Pesa Marca, Shabak, so far on the front page of a Marca, when we call a Kratanamame. Now, me and Anopewa Sports Bite, didn't you make the update? Ebana say, oh, some Ballon d'Or, say, never cry Spain. Woman, I shall say, campaign a Ballon d'Or, the city of Sequino, say, and about what you said, Dembele, and some other strong candidates, Roberto Ballon d'Or, yes, and also. Now, Demo Mokas has an say, Dembele started a career, Wokas is Bakono, and some other Casabi or Shell Ghost Casapano Crana, at year 2018 2019, was 14 goals in 42 matches. 14 goals in 42 matches, and now I know Casa Dembele and 45 goals. I just 45 matches, new goal contribution, and some 45, 33 goals. 12 assists na just akwadano waya adwuma plant all the numbers and back one claims just was a kwambia so akwadawe and some ache Ballon d'Or na bia no one busa say when odi e busa say na when Ballon d'Or mo modin when e bia beka so your favorite say was no eje aye Ballon d'Or afi wo de mo nkai na say Dembele na na so no kwa na ekro e was so no so timiche ma me goalkeeper fan say Gianluigi Donnarumma ni save and wa share pictures near 2 e bia kan sam na Paris Saint-Germain womu ya club baako a Sabi Neymar ene Leo Messi womu ya nukra no supporters ko go mu gate no mu di atema Sabi adubabi Neymar ne Leo Messi womu nyina no womu je Sabi omu maame a chase na ha dwen pa ento omu mfa wo cho Donnarumma no womu bonachia na bi atwam so won san ko back to baby ofri by Milan na so na form womu no wonum say game against Liverpool o save team no ana enwan so o make say wait aye Leandro Trossard a shot no buy no answer wo hwe aye picture na down screen so aye down corner right corner aye 9.51 meters distance na say where distance no aye distance between aye Trossard and goalkeeper no tinka emu otia pa I was an keshe na ma me back na mo the ma me the other one shadow aka no enso mbadi aka no sa tempo no what inside the komwa na sa time or their reaction no aye 0.44 seconds etinka se wo kata wani ananka ball she ana chese bema ye fan sam aya Donnarumma every ball no enu 1 second also second aye ke enti ya second crown no enu ana unia enso di serve aye Trossard ball ni ha etika obianum sanka bona shawie ana mpa enu ani coach ebona basom abo post match esa boda entire team ensom abaso mami coach na fan say Luis Enrique omu we game no manager na say yama to twasa monka hu say womo NHS Arsenal and elbow ana so one Arsenal elbow Wontumi take anything for granted omu yan qualify any kwan so omu ye complacent adea ye kan say trimuda any kwan say ba na nyame ya next week game no womo say ba no ayo sing town so pa because women say Arsenal team no woman den ana say training bi say someone about the Champions League semi final who experience what Bobby as a coach ana plus no so say Hakim mo say name amota wo kan mo call semi finals your plus mo bia Champions League no woman some on semi celebrity come mo experience ache Arsenal ana say ana dey encourage yo Arsenal ana no mo bono yentie say Luis Enrique enwa wadene some atuga.
I think it's not important in that moment when you feel that energy that both teams create into the pitch. I think we need to prepare the second match. It's going to be difficult. The result, it means a little bit of advantage for us. But I think we need to to go through that match with same mentality, and we are going to suffer. We know that, and I hope we can, our supporters in our stadium and with our atmosphere, I think we can go through the final. That's our message, but there is still one match. I think it's
as I said, yeah, we'll be doing common iron, sir. Almost say no party, and no, I had Daniel Sturridge and a Kofaba Enwa. Woman shall match no be a comment from woman, sir. Partner with the yellow card, they are suspended Enwa, and some I had the Gunners Pana, or for some Piers Morgan, any other player. Piers was no Arsenal in Papa. I say, with party back, the party is still on, believe. Gunners nasa party ba tell again them they are party no and so was so taso Arsenal ko qualify Piers Morgan no enti why you be so say me aduma next week Arsenal e ko PSG and some qualify general wo mu na say kan bia so Arsenal be ko yo yate mama Ashraf Hakimi wo mu say Hakimi say anope de ma say players no bia nyina fa ko wo mu nyina tumri ka ko boss akova a distance o mu work rate awosoro can want some and I did about visa Vitinha and Joao Neves and I feel Fabian Ruiz Omunano woman just a bonu kodime de la bra and Kofu as a kitajene na Vitinha no kan ne kanka bonu won ho a untimi nyi o and a bonu so ho so mo ban boom abaje na ade anko na star boys no wa Ashraf Hakimi wo dun komodi afa omo middle ho yentie Hakimi.
We talk about the midfield a lot, Vitinha, Neves, and Ruiz. So that we can say that's kind of the new thing in the team. Player like Vitinha today, I'm looking 10 minutes in. I say to the studio, you've got to have a look at him, keep an eye on him because he's running the game. What's it like to play with someone like with that level of energy and so such high output?
Yes, it's like amazing. All the three players that you say. Also, there are some ones in the bench like Warren and Seni, and they are the level to make the difference in the midfield, and we feel that different when the midfield they press and also they control the ball to give patience to our game, and that we feel it and it's important for us.
Yes, and no, I can't free or right fan say Ashraf Hakimi as well. And Deba say Arsenal Bobo Korobia say I was some qualified manager fan Mikel Arteta. Was the two baby. Yeah, recognize a talent opposition and so be the chances na Arsenal pana woman fiama PSG ababesho mo back na say edu obi amonso mun kan say Paris Saint-Germain team no amanya nkwada masa bona nkwada ne bona no hwe no say woni PSG aba team bia no wa asasi so antiem ye wo manager no say team bia no wa ubetimi ya dominate Paris Saint-Germain throughout the entire 90 minutes. So also on the PSG body obe dominate sa Paris Saint-Germain ehubo the ensikra was woman Liverpool film woman Aston Villa film was a Man City ono na obe dominate in 90 minutes emfa yenti Arteta.
Mikel, before the match, Declan Rice has picked up saying, if we don't have the ball, we die. Was the message from you to your players about having control about every single minute against this PSG?
You cannot. Again, this is one of the best. It's beating all the English teams, the best teams in this country. So you cannot dominate this team 95 minutes. Impossible. Forget about it. And you have to understand what means dominating them and in which area of the pitch. And we have to be very clear. Again, what we have to do, where, and when we cannot win it, okay, make sure that we take the game where we won. I think the margins were so small, so I don't think so. But if you're significantly better, hopefully the result will be significantly different as well.
So Chesano, Spain won Juic, FC Barcelona. One minute now, a series of Interland game in Barcelona Shack. Mame, baby, I'm town, also Intercontinental Hotel. I want to go fans Interfano Colo Jena Hotel Massa, no Subrutana. you don't got one o got to pa so 3-1 and nie na say players to be adaba ko bed nie I just wey once na ntuntum bia ne hona wa be papa wa suma na dwub be aha ba no ma wo tweska kra na say ntuntum no di asie no wo di akọ whatever na intercontinental ne na mama ya no pay na ya wo say inter players no ba be titi me wo say Nicolo Barella wono and Federico Di Marco omumianu nie I say yes everyone we no ha a tea cup and as a coffee cup kete anya kasia bia na wo didi ama mo ye duna ya koba force me yam dabi bi kakra bi na boys na afanti Di Marco ana ni tiri wan pa ono na ti kwahwa ahwe na afa Barella so ana to atum so pani enso atu mo ncha omumianu no e be fa ne kan sa breakfast utum so pani and boys edin command fa e bia contract no ane ne ma ho abra no e interfo tamam probable lineup na because energy bonsa wo mu din kunum nko dia o mu senya extra 18.5 million euros ade akom sika ho wo mu sha inter e qualify nko dia basa fo no benya extra 18.5 million shares Olmo Rafinha Yamal aya Ferran Torres nom and Pedri de Jong nom Jean Martin aya Inigo Martinez Pau Kubansi Jules Koundé na Gonkeba Jasne ana fe mama Inter no Inter so ebe miem ana dui na manager no oka say Marcus Thuram kwa no wantimi amo ena ono ebe pen pa from na gina ni mo ba bibia so che say Thuram ebe because we no ayo ko eni kwa se boboku a ye fa say Inter for the continent manager no aba so che say oko bossa unum say wo mo so line up pen ye Jean Soma aya Jean Bissac aya che say Achabi Baston no Nicolo Barella Hakan Çalhanoğlu Haret Mkhitaryan Federico Di Marco Denzel Dumfries Mekaso ba start Lautaro Martinez ana Thuram Marcus womo ana ba start na coach no ana wodin koma fa Barca ho ana o refer say Simone Inzaghi wo say Barca for no omo wo masters masters by o say omo players omo timi manage ball ni na omo ye masters coach ni na ka sa asem no when ya wo say Pedri aye 1 De Jong aye 2 Fermin Lopez ekaho obo Dani Olmo edin obo Gavi edin ache so mu kita bola edin pass obechi wo mu ye boni ye ana wo se ani mo nso no Barca for no Lewandowski ana mo so mo bio ana so mo craft Ferran Torres wo ho interval coach na tutu aye Barca team no mu sa no mama ne opposite number Hansi Flick say omunim perfesa wo mu game against Inter Milan aye big game ache sanya nkwada match kra yinti Barca coach no
how the match the history of the match was very special, and of course very big emotion at the end of the match, and but also now we are here focused. We have the opportunity to reach the final from the Champions League, and this is the most important final in the competition ever, and everyone is a dream to be there. So we have to stay focused, and the team is really good. So also today the training was good to see that everyone is focused on that. We of course had a meeting where we show the opponent and what we have to do. So also what we have to learn from the last match against Real, what we have to make better, and it's the things we normally do. But of course we have to show our strengths, our how we want to play and how we can play our best version. It's very important in these two matches.
And so about our brain no pay no I share and also kakra no but your phone na fe yema na me to so still live on Wontumi 101.3 FM Wontumi TV digital satellite juma and afa me house live on Facebook Wontumi TV fe radio no 101.3 101.3 you know was your so and takra respectively and 100.9 so our tamale meza
nyame adom fancy me gitumi ese also won we yes it's a Champions League week in the wide de kakra pay a lot of things me say be hwe enra games na sa na adem aba ene de no so na meboa fancy say me so the mehe and aha
yenhwe no ade no mu kakra intimi nkase yenhwe Arsenal game no anti eni kanwi eno ade ne wi ana ya ba behwe ene de no
I say ja wona aye controller the obe kan yiti
controller de the TV game Mike me boa controller de the TV game
controller say there just okay
oh Mike say be fine there
maybe are you okay
Steve oh
yeah we be actually
to pay to has na what we are
to pay out
bro ya tuna na ide battery go
be di omo ho ya opa
asa omo nkasa hu bi mu o yes ada omo no bi
na me omo supporters na ka so mo nya music na mo de bana be se o me na me
na de no na tu omo
me messenger me de o bufu me
na tu omo fu so mfa sa ade no nkoso
mo ato na
woni bia
say friend Perry Martin na say Perry Martin
ebi si ayi oko ayi wa market ebi wo nti we ebi wo
as ada so si wo
esi wo
so we no message bella le communicate
enanya no de chere Madrid for crest na so am bom ten no una gas na logo na ngasa o ba
so the gunpowder na ebi ni wiase bi mu
England for la
we for exhibition you know gunpowder ni bi ni ho
ultras no nyo wan man England o monte Italy for no we nim Netherlands for cry they say England we mo de any banner any the atem oh Tomo stadium wa o make up British supporters no omo dan here say atro I know me trouble for now. Our bro for mo pepper so yeah shite. SHIT. Aye, you make I no me ya myself but see any artistic display no. To say the who say Madrid for na year na Kane we na France for na year we mo nya de say
you got
Chelsea
shower curtains there shower curtains wa meza yankwa no game mo Mike we are be pie no
but and Arsenal for problem nko Chelsea for to me
no man ka fans ne na unze even though oko to say UK say o kana mo nhye need to say
ultras ne
but omo fans na ntokwa paya omo na omo ni amanfo the boy
eno de omo be ye o
omo no na nko mo be so omo ye bibi sonko because
bibi sonko
okay omo ye against Madrid so kai for ba mo so mo request here reject omo request
why na reject
oh nya mpen na nka mo we na beba
city council na mo bo kwa
beza yanko
fancy ba yenche tifo ne be tifo akwa ba fambra Wontumi sports so na no la emi se asem bi na akai makai ne kakra me kai se me wo be GHS2 or KNUST Junior High School. Now, me a Greek teacher, and your friend Mr. DeGraft Edison. Now, anytime Obeba class biana like O2 for biano, there is one word that I know tell you near say a smooth sea never makes a skilled sailor. A smooth sea never makes a skilled sailor. There's a person say a poor damn nothing biano, Maya. I say, addition, no, maybe I'll be seeing our producer bit mamma by experience. A chap in say, Unim our ship by the as what man a faswa quabano. Ono zakwa no the bibi man said the share is so from maneuver the way through the sea is always there. The reason why Amakai same we say Adebako. Mekai said back in Cape Coast na mo adamfo bi ne fe na Abeku. Na Abeku konsuo so pa Abeku sha Abeku nyo bi anu anyini. Eti de bia me say Abeku masa ada wo mpe school ana. Bi wa se wo no mpata chie no ye odedodo. We nye kusichie we empata. Itu ya no akọ no aba no akọ Abeku ya no akọ eti de bi ye ko beach wo do you see a chi one ye beach wo na fe ni nkoso Mike the war just sizzler and chair side no so say one there and I'm say now what that no so very bad that from a boy who Abeku konsuo ni so na mse na Abeku akora keto we ya de aso chi ne esuro ene de awe ho say na Abeku ontimi mo Abeku ontimi ba ade chen ya Abeku ni nie papa I'm say Abeku na de ba na crebe school ho no so chi ne nyoma bo ne papa na nam so edrum mu ade oba party bi de ade ne ma no no anka say ye no de awura ha no de afa ha no de afa ha iti ama say no baby a wadu ni age no just a matter of number but experience no akosoro due to the troubles of face ye on the sea.
Okay,
this story is likened to how Donnarumma has now become a skilled sailor. As what you are buffer Donnarumma who Paris Saint-Germain no. But if he hadn't gone through such a stint, menya sure san kafansi kameno kasei ka big Champions League nights Donnarumma will step up and become the skilled kind of goalkeeper you always want in serious situations.
Oh, yeah, same against Liverpool.
Yeah. This is a goalkeeper. Oche Karim Benzema goal. Yeah, pass it from the back, sir. PSG. Just Real Madrid was not in the game. No, abe jabo ni near Bonnie and the ball na to net. Enche bia. Germany forced the Italian national team. Kona bi Jamal Musiala. Unya die okokasa bebrebe. But I think all the troubles and a lot of things that he's gone through need the offer muni no. It is making him more experienced and skilled in what he's doing. Because me really decision making. And they say no or pass it from the back. Show the confidence, the position he takes, the kind of approach and quality. Fancy or dine a di abroad that post no. You would understand, say he is the man, he has now grown and 26 years no. Fancy. Me say abe ku asem na bia wa bre as what na bo we chinchim no afem a afi at the age of 26 years and you know the best of Donnarumma in the Champions League. Yes. Not only did he do splendid job against Liverpool in the 90 minutes, but in the penalty shootout. And firstly, look at the positioning of Martinelli. Bono. So, for example, the first shot now Martinelli eko boy no. Shebia Martinelli nya ball, se Shadrack betimi abo. Any the position of Gianluigi Donnarumma. Now, in the first post, Wontumi mbobo one foul because owa ne nan wa. It will grow now board and nan be yibo no.
Yes.
Wama space this why ketua be the amount say Wontumi and place ball to the far post easily. We can make an argument say a far more experienced striker ebianko on mon from obepegem
to say this situation nipa ebesimitiri so obehye Donnarumma simple ayesio Henry.
Oh yes, and I make say a far more experience.
It's na me dey Henry.
It ono ne be pija ball him. But let's not take anything away from his positioning with this.
True.
Because positioning in the bibia enya no aka omo ho kire omo. Then na mame Leandro Trossard there no. You see anticipation is very key. Hwade here. The positioning, he anticipated, say, Martinelli will go to the far post. I say, keep watch penalty. When you pick your spot, you don't change it. So when you are picking, anticipate, say, Martinelli back on the side. And that is the quality of a good goalkeeper. And yes, I feel about you. So at this moment, just knew what was going to happen. And they see pepe. It means we're studying the opponent and he knows their strength and he knows their weaknesses. Number two, Trossard there no. Trossard far ball now. When you say Trossard, and you're naturally right. It Trossard and done no one chair no and pay an angle to place it. Trossard would rather go for a shot across. It before Trossard double ball on the ground. Now he was on his toes. Now he had a two difference. Martinelli there he was not on his toes.
Okay, let's say when you know already so be diving.
When you already so be diving, I'll be diving. Also stretching more because shot across. Now power ni go kaka.
Swan on SEO.
I said power what placement mu. Any power what shot across me are two different things. Because shot across no don't line so ni say no. Ebo. By placement no be chair to get more accuracy at the far post. It when you need to be on your toes. Say the ball the banner dive quick. Reaction bet me akọ fast. It's in the ebo corner. I know what I tell you because your center back be on your toes and you know flat footed. Because ebo on the far your ability to react quickly no when you are flat footed no quite slow. So when you look at how Donnarumma was imposed, no you're on his toes now. Oh boy, and a quick reaction pang. Anticipation reflexes solid. And now what the PSG seen a Betty. At the PSG day. Echo. And you look at this. he anticipated it on his toes. On now on his toes, sir. But how Martinelli then I know Jina say you. That is the two different things. Okay. Away from Gianluigi Donnarumma, who has now become a skilled sailor for Paris Saint-Germain, I think there are few things be a me person who give him kakra. The other kind was Ousmane Dembele. And now me betina ka say the movement. Ogro ho ababi obe move di akọ. And akọ se be drop it deep to link up no. So ogro ho na okodi na chi a waso be ehye. Go now and now Arsenal considered against PSG, no. That was the same way Liverpool considered against Paris Saint-Germain, no difference.
On one start go no.
They'll say what the many video natural. But first of all, Shadrach bet me a boy with exhibit 1 with how the shape of Paris Saint-Germain net here. For Ousmane Dembele to drop deep. So this is it. From at the back line, you could see some more building with 3-4-3. Now building with 3-4-3, no. Arsenal are occupy a press it 3 back no. Ama infinity train no Martinelli wo ho Dembele wo ho Vitinha wo ho wo obia wo honom na now na Martinelli attention wo Hakimi so said or cutting the passing lanes for Hakimi. So the best thing for Paris Saint-Germain to do said John Neves will come and occupy the center forward position for Ousmane Dembele. Then Ousmane Dembele be rotate akwa shemu into the free space in between Martinelli and Merino just to receive the ball. E dey nti no kofa asa ball no with any proper ball carrier than Dembele. Only pace Dembele. And the moment Dembele moves out of position, John Neves said, "You mobile and so best drop it back cover." So Dembele made sure so bit my said, "You man not the ball to net." By Shadrach, a video of what I was talking about said the same way on what they share Liverpool, no, the same way and on what they share Arsenal. Now look at this way against Liverpool. On my beating Liverpool at the Liverpool about the left side of a defense.
Build the far.
Build the far. Empty no must say Betty Arsenal about the left side. So Liverpool must Betty or more about the left side. To move Betty or more it is our space never that in between the honor. Dembele drops the same thing. Dembele na akwaje ball no. But we call right against Liverpool. Against Arsenal about left.
Okay.
Cut back the same Dembele.
Wontumi.
I had your money training. But PSG coach in Luis Enrique, I didn't know the coaching was so do. Fancy, and now Arsenal consider go here, you know. Omo decided say no. Shadrach bet me boy with Arsenal decided say omo be press Paris Saint-Germain covering spaces be a Vitinha dropping in between the centre backs and now be kan one. Number 3 na omo ntimi nya kwan bi so be fast so dey but they still found a way. Because everything you never can one Arsenal call say on occupy Patroni Marquinhos which work for Arsenal to be her from 21st minute the momentum switch.
Yeah.
It Arsenal was successful with
the
this.
First 20 minutes now Paris Saint-Germain taking control.
Taking control.
From the
just stop picture real quick. Now me call the next one say. Also Pacho will have to go along to Timber. It who say kwa Askelia anytime they are not Timber prebo on why is hard win here. The next point of taking here so remember Pacho move na build it from the back. Pacho no so say so build it from the back from exhibit 3. Who say Pacho no so ball na no massa overcrowd omo. Then Fabio Ruiz will create this thing. But baby omo di yi omo hu ni ma me exhibit 4 and 5 na me fancy. Baby a PSG fan hu eyi hu a me ka say Luis Enrique adwene so ni fancy. Ball no e say omo sa dey Arsenal sakọ left one na hwade no more overcrowd o.
Dembele ne beba.
We Dembele
drop. Say omo ma nyina mo overload wo ha. Neves Hakimi no overlap.
They say the free man no enye Dembele bi enro abe track Dembele. Dembele na twe Saliba Edinaba. Now the free man here full back no.
Hakimi. Ono so nim go share.
It yam for Dembele kra ma. And no man no left pole. Correct here. No say right. Omo here the same to right. Why?
Wo.
Mendes. Fancy tactically.
Touching and no game no. You really about share and Barcelona against Inter Milan. TM fan fra ye we and no the precon Steve.
Yeah, fancy with that say. Na yeah pese who say the English quartet no ebenya savior. You see, PSG had dented the image of the English presentation in this season's Champions League. They did it against Manchester City and then Aston Villa. The winners of the league, Liverpool, so there. and Arsenal beating them in October. Yes, it's okay. Mubo 4, and the French league, is regarded as a farmers' league. After Arsenal show more in October, no, you are thinking that Omuba Twasu enya a win. But fancy, anytime I want a team be edge Champions League and makwa about when teams a what team, not squad. In the AC Milan, the model called 2005, no, they had a brilliant squad. Anything yet to need the miracle. The miracle no near the comeback no. When table players na Liverpool because that is our game the winning na. That makes the final a miracle. So you can say comeback, the greatest comeback in football terms. I will give it to the 2005 because comeback at a time I will consider that form. Not the remaining time. So bet me they are right the runs. And Liverpool had only 45 minutes. Ebimu to me extra 90 minutes plus extra time normally Liverpool had 45 minutes.
I said the same game.
Yes.
I have final Champions League.
I know the years I come back.
Now man you there 99.
Yes, that
somebody na my go.
Yes.
But can't say be 2 minutes now.
Yes. This is 3 goals.
Contest, or the 45 minutes 2 goals.
Yes.
And I was the 45 share 3.
You see, it was 3-0 down 45 minutes and needed to react. So, but baby, Hansi Flick the Mabakana sama Canadian. He is a great manager, no doubt. And the last time I was saying, say the Barcelona I achieved this season, premature. But Barcelona be highly unstoppable come next season. But for Paris Saint-Germain, anytime a team be able prepared and say Okoje Champions League, I are not science, a bit clear. And they say they have a team, not a squad. Into PSG team we compared to that of Ibrahimovic, the Messi, and then Cavani. Yet Omo me anje bibia. Okay by name when your team kura was omo appearance or omo venue no. But omo na lead omo akọ baby a possibly omo betimi aje Champions League no. And that is they have a team. Now omo ball na it's like all defend all attack system no omo ball. Inti Vitinha ne Yao Neves. Fabian Ruiz ne always be an unsung hero. Send your party and then Arsenal for any boni din say party ni mintia. But before that fixture, now obi anka party din sa. Oko Arsenal setup ni mo. Even Oba Ghana be ball World Cup qualifier or she goes no. The club they recognize him on their social media handles. Normally so player call now she go and so you post that videos. But Arsenal for no yes sir. This is a guy a few months on a contract. They are yet to reward him. So your integral sir, you wouldn't wait. Now your story be about Ebu Konate. And why Liverpool would want to tie him down. Because I'm not recognizing the impact with Liverpool team. No. Pate Macanada said he plays with a Spanish flair. Only that physicality. Yes, that is something about Fabian Ruiz here. In the Euros, he was the unsung hero. Oh yeah, Jumana, but because people knew Abrante and a friend of Rodri from Manchester City, no, Debiana, he was the name. Zubimendi did very well. That is the role Pate play for Arsenal. He is orchestrating, starting everything for. I said you want to damn it. O screen it, no scan it, no where ahoye. Ti enu almost declare right be 6 no ntimi amoni. But Paris Saint-Germain a team. Now they have goalkeeper. A real goalkeeper obetimi do Magic Championship. The Madrid team are very successful in recent years. It's because of Courtois. The Chelsea team Thomas Tuchel they were mobile, not Chelsea were struggling, so they went in for Edouard Mendy. He came, paid his dues, and Okoye. Season Liverpool en route to the final competition against Napoli. That game could have eliminated Liverpool, but it was down to Alisson Becker. Now the Gigi Donnarumma and yet this game against Liverpool at Anfield, they could have considered 3 goals.
Yeah,
it was down to him in the first leg. Alisson so saved Liverpool. Yeah, it was Allison. So to get there, you need good goalkeepers. Now, these 4 teams are carrying now. I established goalkeepers. But you will prove the next step, the metal, no, on never carrying the side, no, into the final. Mahunsa Mikel Arteta kasa say the only difference the minute details, no, and I feel say PSG efficient with omo ball. They were never efficient yesterday. So we are highly efficient. The game should have ended 3-0.
What of Arsenal? So chances no.
Arsenal the end
of say Martinelli is 1-on-1, Trossard 1-on-1.
You see, I am down to the brilliance. Then intina ma recognize the goalkeeping.
Okay.
Send me a Martinelli ball no body. That position, that is how players be bejija dem kakra. Apejam. But the target, no, that was the right execution. Oh yeah, dear. But it comes down to goalkeeping. Keeper no betima save you in such situation. Na koshe Bakola and Ramos chance no munya.
Yeah.
They had a clear opportunity to score.
Okay.
So what I say.
Okay.
So they were not efficient as Mikel Arteta pese yehuno. Now in the first 25 minutes, it was men against boys. Na competition any hosa. And PSG Beniaji send a comia at the show. It's not team who say with Timmy Boa Saka or her up front, no onya. So Saka had to track back. Thereby nullifying Arsenal straight up front. Into the one skill ya no Juma mi you know. Se Saka ninye enya ball no more ekwa anymore e be deadly. So o use the pace no and then the ball retention. Until in the first 25 minutes referee no a lenient kakra and Katimba betimi enya cause ball inside twice from the same player. But PSG anya there, they should have kept that gentleman on the same flank. Omu change switch out and then call the other end. Timber some breathing space. Look at how they scored. But said Dembele and Timmy recover more second leg now.
Or no so okay. Or no say just fatigue. Yes. Okay.
Fancy omu team near. They've been scoring for fun and at will league in him. Even in the Champions League, they are doing it. But in the final of the UEFA Champions League and the semi-final, you need something extra. You can't afford to miss such opportunities in the semi-final of the UEFA Champions League. Because even the great of FC Barcelona, share 3 at Anfield. And you say, more border. So in the semi-final, in the final of the UEFA Champions League, miss a chances are. Now you come to Martin Odegaard. The captain was nowhere to be found. When show a real captain's instance, or I will give them. But I think said the hype about Odegaard, no, I was a translation here.
I'm a man for hype,
you see. So Obibe Jini Dean Pa, me say a Dean Giano, and then Jimmy Carragher or Teho Casa Pandit, no, send 2005 miracle now. I can't recognize it on TV, no so. But oh yeah, no, I better no papa, Ubobi, Dabi, on a boy, into also a barbecue. At the grand stage of football, and it can make or make you. The golden boy from the 2014 World Cup was James Rodriguez. Why? Because he stole the show. But Martin Odegaard, in the big games, crashing into me on your lively. Because any game dependent on Saka, they should play as a team. And every facet of Omu team, they was a work. But PSG actually said, the Omo year now, teams now cover competition. But after watching another game, I think so they need to do a lot in terms of their opportunities up front. If Omo continue to miss these chances, are difficult. But they deserve to the victory yesterday. They deserve it.
Mike.
Fancy, may I say, yesterday's game was an interesting game which offered us a surprise. In all our submissions, we expected Arsenal to exert themselves, especially on mobile field. But again, this is why this is the Champions League and this is why it's the semi-final stage. So mechanics are in the game. Clearly, they are two teams a bit similar. More approach with and without the ball. But again, the approach for the game yesterday had differences. Kakra. So Enrique's team. Because was Enrique will not change. He will stick to his principles. And I'm a boy. Akomia betina no catch or say the course in the any now go na PSG say no. Esse go almost shed it here Liverpool. And I'm a boy. The same. Excellent positional movement. Swift passing where necessary, retain possession where necessary. But we have to do with player movement. Advanced players of the PSG, even the attackers. So our team, they are not static, a very mobile side, very fluid. So it was about Arsenal's ability to adapt to PSG game. It's unfortunate for us now. PSG starting them. So time Arsenal adapting, near show movie.
Okay,
Arsenal bet CSA. Coach see and you say na say ye no. Na PSG din kan show mo. If
Anjamana de TD.
So no, amount the sound.
Want to munim dada.
The omo ye no. And one omo be mu so omo be.
Okay.
Before Arsenal understood the was omo ye ankasa no. Near show omo wi. Near the ball not to Martin Emowi. So you can check. I had this image. Minim say if I can still get it and show it to Shadrach. The quality of chances created and the likelihood of scoring. Who say right from the 30th minute no. Arsenal the end first row eja PSG no. True, PSG created chances here and there. But Nano came in between a spell of Arsenal dominance. Way back, match momentum. Into match momentum, we say from the 15th minute, baby I saw Arsenal, baby I saw blue na your PSG. On your fantasy. So we say from the start, PSG dominating from the 0 to the 15th minute. From one of a momentum or generate no, and share go in between the 0 and the 5th minute. Then from there, they were again. But from the 15th minute, see the 27th minute, it was Arsenal. PSG be flashing kakra. Arsenal baby on PSG are flashing kakra. So you can see the spells of momentum in the game. Dominated by Arsenal.
Yeah.
But this period, the only time PSG were more consistent in terms of dominating the momentum creation period, from the 1st minute to the 15th minute. A horse not going by. So I spoke about two things. Luis Enrique's sticking to principles and Arteta's adaptability as a coach. But it's unfortunate that Oman's winning them. I've heard people talk about Partey anyway. Trust me, Partey would not have made much of a difference. Or one care. Bo free mono. And her Arsenal be brace to say a man for baby
okay.
And so to me, if Arsenal will qualify, the game changer in the second leg will not just be about an individual in Partey. It will be about the Arsenal collective and how they apply themselves right from the start. Partey will make a difference, but he won't be the game changer. Dembele made the difference, but the game changer in this area. You see about Dembele Abaso for the role he played, but we also have to credit Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. And you'll be on the team and your vision, peke passes out. Pass no the Dembele and the weight of the pass. Obi to me passing name we do na first row. He knew what was expected. They don't know him. Only because I had your money. Why not tell me so money? So the game changer for me was Luis Enrique and how he used the team. No, coaches be there say tools available, resources available at your disposal. Enrique you soon need any. So I agree with Steve so catch say PSG will team no. I think they even have squad as well. Team no you Enrique you so no. A team or more tenase and no so ti o mase. So in October, when Arsenal beat them last year, Dembele was still struggling to come to terms with the Kupeno from the start, the squad altogether. Anamebua, a free honor. We have seen a different PSG in the knockout stages than we saw of them in the early stages of the league phase. Yebe real league phase no mo soldier, e ho no mo che Man City no omo. Anamebua, good. So they are growing in leaps and bounds. The manager ne ede yo omo no ye nyamenyu fameye ni ope players na they've made themselves available for the manager to use them. So to me, Arsenal and Saye, and yes, but it is about how brilliant PSG are in terms of playing to the style and the dictates of Luis Enrique. And on the Arsenal and Saye, the occasion perhaps might be huge because we're the second time at Stadium we hosted semi-final of the UEFA Champions League. These players and then the big stage, the confidence they got from beating Madrid, no. But here will be a friend experience. You tap into it when things go difficult or they do not go your way. Sa experience, they are two Arsenal and Rano. Or Wontumi ndo esu konkofe bimba. Experience everywhere. They did not do a comeback against Madrid. They did not do a comeback against PSV Eindhoven. In fact, in the history of Arteta's Arsenal, they've never done a serious comeback in the Champions League before. And any experience, you know. So what the year Madrid on Bibi said Madrid team no ojinane naswa on Bibi obewura Bibi obefa and Bibi obewura to get the experience to beat you. Yes. Liverpool nimbi obeye to get the experience to overturn. So experience also does count. Trossard, Martinelli, they are fine players, but you need more than fine players at this age to deliver. And you fine players in Kwa Sabe and yes can Kwan ye kodi dwaye aduane ede. At times I also on San Osobo. So only a fine players on any given day they can steal the show. Bukayo Saka fine player. Wakoshe go Benebao. But nyoma muya dia. I was here hwehwe aye bida. Na oba no obeye dia waye bida no ewom. Arsenal nibi. They will need to develop it. It comes with time. But I will end on this note. I won't sit here and make sweeping conclusions here. And see here. This game, I advantage PSG. But Arsenal are still in there. PSG 9 back. Yeah, PSG 9 back. And they were dining. And I eponone be Arsenal so person force no rim. And the PSG 9 back on a wabon. And Arsenal to meet P. Arsenal no afano kwako rem. So Arsenal still stands a chance to qualify. But a human no soon to go to Paris and then deal with this PSG team in a manner that is expected of Arsenal. Say so moyeno fancy and the young cannot cray. It is a difficult task, but enye idea Wontumi it is possible. When you football, there will be a fan of off days. Down the mobile. This PSG team has played the best of footballs against Liverpool in Paris. But Liverpool won the game eventually. Anamebwa. Send your Shadrach Dick image neto so ani momentum graph no. Any the momentums in the game Arsenal dominating in terms of momentum so man should go back okra no. A bit to missy or Paris. So it is anybody's tie. Be beer to miss it. Be to miss it. But I will end on 2 things. Partey will not be the game changer. And again, Arsenal must learn the chances and convert when the time comes.
Whoa.
And crucial for their survival. Okay. The second leg. But PSG, I think they will continue with the Omoyena, and it is brilliant at that. Omo midfield, you know. Meninka is the best in Europe at the moment. PSG have the best midfield in Europe at the moment.
Okay. Wo yɛn so basa for nso bɛto agu so wɔna yɛba Barca ne Inter game ne so na Raga Kasim ɛne Badar Kasim ɛwɔ Bokrom Estate ɔmo nyinaa nso monitor yɛ show no ɛnɛ nso anɔpa yi na afei ɛyɛ Nana Kusi AK ɛgya shower amase nso ɛgya shower nso monitor live ɛwɔ ɛdwo so ɔnwe ɛhɔ ɛna ɛgya shower nso wɔ ɔno nso monitor dwumadie ɛnɛ nso anɔpɛgya shower yɛkyea wo na Kwame America say our son of Kwama, I am Mr. Adam Amsa of AM Unity Farms, our domain crew. Now a strong Liverpool fan, and also monitoring Jumedi and our penafe. Messages can crowd Facebook on my baby say, I'm a king can be enough. My bar, a yabba for Sunny Ababa share, Bass and Inter gamer and then you may and no about so best on the live commentary amount. Certain way and I'm live on Facebook in Tianwa and so at Yamame. Whoa, Mesa.
Yes, fancy ma, yes, I soon cheer for me. Now, let me say this is a very crucial encounter coming in between two teams. Did to me is when it comes to Champions League history, Bakwaji 5, Bakwaji 3. But this is also an Inter Milan team. Emiri and Fise Omo board the final in 2022-2023. Mienu. Mobo Champions League ni nyinaa no fancy. I don't think say any of these teams have an experience better than this particular Inter Milan team within the last 2 seasons or 3 at the Omaba Champions League. They've kept a consistent base of the team. Bibian se san gidi. Itina say league no omo toto papa so a na amanfo adwa bebre because team na kuto omo no. Enye team a wo say o struggle to win trust because you've been consistent. And the span of the team no one to two mu bebre no akase to two bebre. Then there's Barcelona omukuta enkoda me gitumi ye passe fancy anytime a Barcelona ho betre ni bian Lamasi and the twitwaje no. And I've always said this time and again, say Laporta abrebi obaye and then why the Okofa Frank card no mobile or muja honum call you muye ding na Pep Guardiola mo de Lamasi product ya de shishe as ajije. Iti Barcelona kwa wuye hie mo a enye Galaxy of superstars. Iti na bra ni masika ne bae nyakotowe anye yi no. Aye Drew maybe kwa Napolino. Ene Oscar Mengueza. Nyina abo Barcelona ni bi. Martin Braithwaite. But ansama you be propel or do a different stage, you know. These are some of the nights you need to step up and deliver. Inter Milan will be relaxed about this situation because they will feel say maybe or more experience, they have nothing to lose. But no credit no or more poor record with speed. The last 10 games are Inter Milan ako speed na kwa bono. Omu wini ba kokra.
Yes, enye.
Last season ya
one signing form.
Obeka last season ya omu she Atletico Madrid 1-0. And omu call the return leg omu ko lose by 2-1. And a penalty shootout. Yedi Inter Milan dini film. It's record at Spain, no, it's really that poor. And they will need to perform above different levels to get results. But the issue here say Inter Milan record na work Spain near poor no. Obetimi no about 1-1. One winning game no. Obetimi a na be a 2-1. Obetimi a 1-0 because return leg no. Obekoni fie was 0. But against Real Madrid, me knew maybe about the Barcelona team no. We've already studied how Pedri breaking lines, a lot of things. But there are two things we have a person be kakra. One, Barcelona Real Madrid that DB say you be the diagonal runs. Diagonal runs near say Bono say Shadrack bet me a boy with exhibit 1 how we build it from the back e be di kunde ho. Emma Ferran Torres. A betting Real Madrid create chance. Now this is how Barcelona will love to build up with Kunde being the free man. Now Kunde here the free man now. You bobo on the man. The next one of the one because space need than the nim kakrakao.
To bet me a say.
To bet me a say. It was surging forward na but or surging forward ne ba. Rafinha no the ball 11 no. Wababe PM was 7 and why na ordinary movie no.
Frank Garcia.
Okay. Yaman no the ball 7 no. Yaman ni jina infa say.
The 1-9 ono.
9 no ono na twe wan na eko.
Rudiger.
Ana sa space na what players ni me film no one about force 9 no.
Ferran Torres na ba.
Ferran Torres utilizing space there.
So by you can say between Rudiger and Raul sense.
It's just a layoff.
Yeah.
Na do. Number 2. Kwa Barcelona fast to show almost can go. She I say Kunde na bi na outlet meboa. Bahano Yamano anko Rudiger amawo. Aba. What you Frank Garcia Aba no Rudiger so one actually number. Ferran Torres naturally in the position. But Ferran Torres na chin one na efa wono. It tokro bi a watching Rudiger in a film there is a big space behind Rudiger. It was a Dani Olmo. Anna Erashe Ediako. This was the same way Barcelona scored their second goal against Real Madrid. But Hano almost delay. It's a Hano Benya 3v3. Because one almost said any pace baby, but he's a top goal scorer. So in 3v3, no, about individual quality, how on bet my battle out in 1v1 situations and get their goal. But the same thing happened for Barcelona to get their second goal against Real Madrid. It is so betting the next one they are almost Yamal drop it by. J ball. By this time around, no, or J ball now making sure so betuneni na ko. Ana panai. Ball no koye. Ana Ferran Torres koshe. So they will play the ball in behind your defensive lines so many times about or more pulley or full back and no center backs. Not free man no. I exploited the space behind them. And you get it. But Real Madrid found a way to beat Barcelona's press. Ahana Basa for also more careful. Tawasuneti ni. And Quatana baby nanya me wa no tetetetetetetina keyboard achi and found some prepare phone so pretete near them. Say be amanyansa ni adwuma kakra. Let me be honest with them.
Oh, abutre.
And fancy. Should they wear?
I don't know how much chance I am. I'm coming. Niba John.
Matematia.
Wontumi.
So that's it.
Aye, it be mrebium.
It's fancy. Let's talk about the press. Say Shadrack Benya picture now the toast now if you already win the buyer. You have Barcelona press in the way city here. And Hana Inter Milan fullbacks and 3 back and wing backs. No. I have Barcelona press here. One of the press center backs in the fancy Rafinha no why.
On a Yama.
Tambi are Real Madrid.
Also moon game. A moon stretchy game no.
Assembly. Real Madrid fullbacks near free in this build up.
Almost stretchy.
It was Ferran Torres not drop here by Favavadi and Ferran Torres in the press center back no. And why had done almost press tremendous.
Vasquez no Botuno, baby, and Vasquez.
So baby, Vasquez, yeah. It is almost fun to say. And also Kunde na born could be Frank Garcia wa. Odrimi kako press no. And a Gerard Martin was a born could be Vavadi who Odrimi kako ede. Eko press no. Now with Inter Milan, Omu with a 3 back. 3 back no, Omu wing backs no, Omu wing backs no, they are always providing width. It is a Frank Garcia baby obenya ball no. Frank Garcia nya ball na the first thing he does na say obe switch ball no to Jude Bellingham. To Jude Bellingham no oje ball no to one na because Jude Bellingham dey see center backs due to the height. Oje na to Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe so 1-2 oma ball oma yoma from then the chance goes to Vinicius Junior. Real Madrid menya chance you. This kept on happening in the game in the second half. It was a Barcelona team now. Second half, no more struggle whenever they went to press Real Madrid. And how Real Madrid got out of the press of Barcelona, and now man for Tiasie and your fullbacks in us. But the second one, the man here dangerous near says, so more press here. Frankie Dion, no, occupy space here, then 50 or much in Hadia Mamekakra. Or Frankie Dion drop it Ekoka center backs no. It is our space way in the middle of the park akraka we na da honom no. Eho Jude Bellingham na exploited. So it's a battle of the number 8, just like we saw between Real Madrid and Barcelona. It's Pedri and Nicolo Barella in the middle of the park. This is really going to be the battle. But the Buane say Bellingham no or a ball career. The one thing. There were times that Pedri crack tracking by Fifi and the cover as space with. But cover Bellingham who the ability to drive into not to be the ball in movie. So Barella will need to be able to drive the ball for Inter Milan due to this. Barcelona high line. Adinini.
Okay.
Real Madrid Yusuf Fran Garcia and Luis Brahim Diaz at the wings. It is fancy if you had any. Brahim Diaz na Ajibon Kunde pressing into a Betty Kunde. Now the pass goes to Luka Modric. Pass now call for either Bellingham or Kylian Mbappe. The run of Fran Garcia and a born call. It Inter with 3 back. Fancy high line. Omun Betty with their number 8. They are not going to bait with Lautaro Martinez. They are not going to bait on the Betty with wing backs. Now Oba Oma Prebono and they are to achieve for 3rd man runs. But it was Spain. The game becomes difficult for Inter Milan.
Okay.
No matter the experience that they have a bad record. It was Spain. But the question is, Barcelona beating Inter Milan.
101.3.
Which me personally, I don't believe. Say Barcelona beating me who Inter Milan maybe a bear 5. Maybe on the call maybe. I don't believe that particular thing.
Okay.
I think Inter Milan will be compact enough in their defensive lines. They'll be ready for this particular game. But as to say Inter Barcelona or poor record, it's a double chance for Barcelona in the first leg. Inter baby Biana Ebako Pimo San Siro. And when the Germany in Inter Milan will try to make sure that they do something about it.
Well, Mezame that say me bastivo but unfortunate mon fan chem say na enuma hiti up kakra. Meza intina me man etresan ye no. Anti yesrem wa bia anya because as humans they do bia will go overboard kakra nti mesrem wa mon fan chem say bia bo apayo. Anti me somebody ache ye that say Steve yensi.
Fancy Maka about Barcelona and Hansi Flick and how he's managed to turn the fortunes of Barca. A team now in previous seasons, just the quarterfinals, now on my frame. A team even in the Europa League, they couldn't survive. And also the talent at their disposal. These are stars made for the future. Now to have a manager, Obetimia added the glue. Ama deny very tight. As a results, no. I think the most Barcelona fans during the appointment of Hansi Flick, say possibly Barca beat La Liga, no, but to think of the UEFA Champions League, anybody or Madrid, say bia a lot of them yes sincere or mother count, but the manager, his obsession with winning, no, the driving force. He always wants to win, and that's the reason Oko Bayern Munich is successful. With the German side, and Newman share but with Bayern Munich, or highly successful. I need a managers be the moment you sign them on, naturally say it's like buying a ticket, and you know if you don't buy a ticket, you don't win a raffle. So with him, you've bought the ticket, it lead you to winning the raffle. That is that manager. The Antonio Conte joining your team, he say, "Ya to be a obe winning trophy." And now at Napoli, or at Chelsea, so their managers beer, so team beer. You know, said the club is guaranteed success in terms of trophies. You also Mourinho Ebenyane, the best years. Now tag no one so. Before Eba bedrew the modern coaches here so Hansi Flick, a damn man. Once you sign him on, you know, say your club is assured of trophy. But the situation at Barcelona a story if they are able to win a treble, you know, take time I go through. Because for a club that even struggles to sign players on, player or must sign, so be register no crowd because of financial issues. How many managers in the current dispensation and then complaining about the club's financial woes? But
Barca Jumano Grasa said better after Shavina Mone Granny Jumano.
Yes.
Because the moon says club legend no grant me anya there.
Yes.
Then a much difficult a chance said there. in the eyes of fans no more no.
Yeah. I didn't think about Sabeko in for Javi in the first place. And they say any elite manager be a penny bia, they come with demands. So person meji adenema they will need this. But Barcelona knew that in their books, omu need some financial strength, no. So our own will understand the situation and sail the ship. But as a product of the La Masia, no Wontumi amboa mo man ko be on person ko. But Hansi Flick is doing that. Fancy game way a gamer based on Barcelona's record, home record this season, the UEFA Champions League. I think say a party Inter Milan are uninvited.
There's a Barca for no to some friend. Inter for na do mo hwehwe anymore.
Because social record in this competition, check the goals they've scored against oppositions at Omabaho.
Fancy.
Basa.
Yes.
Fancy. Meet me asre kakra. Meet me asre kakra kasa be 2 minutes be. There's something that is really going on that I need to address it. And be very serious about it. Sabi, the fact that
but Messiah shared a tactical bit of team, no, and how they were able to beat Real Madrid. You see, when you try to copy blindly, you tend to lose an original. So Madrid decided in that game to play from the back, which is something I think Madrid style of play. That is why so share Barcelona now try so they will press you and win because and your idea what practice it over time.
So say Barca born PSG so let me Barca born.
Yes. The Barcelona club can decide to play that style of play because higher ball retention rate.
Yeah.
But with Real Madrid different. And then you read Barcelona record against Inter Milan. Spain no. Omachiums dominant. Only 2 victories and Omenya in 12 games Omoabo. 6 and then the 4 no a draw. And that Barca style no and the Omenya no ejina the 4 room, which is the middle of the park. But not a 36 goals. Now front 3 now 27 there. Whoever you are coming up should find a way or cut supplies no, because near 72% of goals scored now I am from this trial. Robert Lewandowski, Rafinha, and then Lamine Yamal. But these players feed on supplies. Supplies in the midfield area of FC Barcelona. That is Pedri and then Frankie Young, whoever plays in the middle. So and there's a Dani Olmo starting now ball Pedri and then Frank Young against a midfield 5 of Carlos Augusto, that of Henrik Mkhitaryan, Carnoglu, Barrera and Dumfries. Nature say they will need to overload the midfield and overwork in the middle to be able to cast supplies to these 3 up front. Now the last 3 games are Inter Milan about lead up to this game, no? and yet good for them. Can they put that behind them? Now, Omasan rediscover old self now they about this competition. Nana, a big question. They would have to find answers to. But Barcelona more the final of the UEFA Champions League. The last time they did was 2015, which is 10 years ago. And the last time they were in the semi-final was against Liverpool. Losing 4-3 on aggregate. But Inter Milan has smelled the finale of this competition in recent years under the same manager. Experience. They are coming with experience. Where the old against the new. Into check your age now 36, 32, 34, 28. These are big boys in Omoba. Mkhitaryan Enye. He's around 30, 34.
On his skills, very young.
Fancy, Inter Milan have experience in their food, but I feel this will not be their game.
Uniform.
Yes, I think Barcelona will win this game by 3 goals to 1. That's how I see it.
What to say the can since the final they are the last 4 that is the semi-finals down to PR coach.
Yeah.
Oshe Ajuma
coaches
Luis Enrique Mikel Arteta there no share yes morning Inzaghi na for baba behranse Flick ne there what show 7 gwa no mu na.
Yeah. Fancy, and one thing about football is say who win here at some confidence. A natural ingredient for you to do well. But here is Inter Milan will lose it to Bologna. AS Roma so Asheno. AC Milan so Asheno. Oh yeah, dang. Abenya impact on the game.
Okay.
So looking at their records, Spain, any Barcelona matches on my ball home in the UEFA Champions League, any goals no match any there. This is a straight win for FC Barcelona. So mo will be yeah. I think Giuseppe Meazza will decide, but in Spain and then you made it. I'm going for Barcelona win over this game.
Okay. Whoa, Mike.
Fancy, very interesting game. I want to start off with Steve Odiwie confidence. Barcelona game with much more confidence
from Clasico. No?
Exactly. That win Omunya against Real Madrid and they almost started so far this season. League, comfortably they are in a position. They've won the Copa del Rey. Now their sole focus will be on making the next stage of a Champions League, which is the final. So the confidence is there. Inter are coming into this with how do they wrestle back supremacy was Serie A? How do they avoid their recent slump? The last 3 games are Inter but go back and they have failed to generate an XG of 2 or more in their last 3 games or more. Clearly, they are a team low on confidence and form and some more, and their focus is a bit divided. See, the almost treble case, Lucy, because they are no longer in the Coppa Italia. They can at best do a double, which under Simone Inzaghi they have tried, but they have failed previously. So Inter bagay we more baby son no questions. Are we that good? Team I see recent results now will affect their psyche. To maybe some more questions. There's Anna. Are there Nisi? And against an opponent like Barcelona, the was shown. It puts them at a certain disadvantage. Now, I want to talk about some of the interesting things that will unravel in this game. First one, Barca's high defense. Barca defense, so you're aware. Good. It makes it on paper very easy to break Barca down. But we understand you are undermining the intelligence of players' normal application on the field. I say, oh, Barca team where they so in him. Concern. Barca have applied themselves more in recent games, And we are training near say and Flick Buofu. Players need to reporting them. Good. And again, there were concerns raised about the physical levels, energy levels of the Barca players. A break a creepy yaba. Good. When a break a yaba, it affects focus. And minus Balde, Barca defensive line, a certain vulnerability and now weakness be. So check in their last few games, Barca winning against Celta Vigo, which is true, but versus defensive high line and more offside traps, it did not work against Celta Vigo. Means Celta Vigo need the only team on the Barca bar. Barca ain't catch it. We need to check. See the only opponent Barca is trying this season. When you're on the high line, check it go Boha Iglesias share first goal. No, they beat the Barca offside trap. So in as much as a difficult the more opponent, there is a certain vulnerability, especially right now when they have Martin Bono. just seem to be war, and it can be exploited. How Inter Milan are able to capitalize and exploit that vulnerability. Mano de Inter, and how Inter will use their flanks, especially their wingbacks, in the Inter attackers. No, you wait for so there Madrid. Inter attackers no. Omonya players or more paces are. Lautaro need speed. Marcus Thuram need speed, but they can progress. So mostly for chance creation, I am not doing free or more flanks. So there's a downfield on the right, Federico Di Marco on the left, or more attacking threat, or more boy for the Ama Barcelona. So if there will be any breaking or utilizing of Barca's high defensive line, and then avoiding the traps, Barca for the best set for offside. A bit depending mostly on Dumfries and Di Marco. So again, the midfield battle. Inter midfield, no, they are a solid unit. Barca midfield, no, they are not just a solid unit, but full of adventure. Frankie de Jong, Pedri, playing the best football of his career. And they have won matches, no do. He's the most used midfielder by Hansi Flick.
Man of the match, I was also P.
Waswabi
competitions.
Pedri, and then the knack for playing line-breaking passes. I'm repeating this. Pedri, the knack for playing line-breaking passes. And we Rafinha free Barca team no more. I don't know. It is Pedri. More than 80. And we in a pass or bar. You can't line breaking passes. I won't say your midfield, your attack, your defense. The pass out man. So which the midfield they breaking defense and after no be a trying to negotiate. Pedri ne idea was idea no pa and or the bed D Inter falling unless Inter adopt a low block.
Okay.
And they say and you to me but he will be a weapon of mass destruction. Barcelona against Inter Milan, but I know no one any line breaking passes in the ball. Barella on the other hand also does very well at that. Bonne, I don't know what to say Pedri, but he's efficient. So he also creates from line break. If Barca fail with their midfield duels, if they fail with their recoveries from the middle, Inter Bema adia yomo. Send your Pedri, any Frankie de Jong si bono, as atani atano. Sana Chahanoglu, else yet the glue on knitted together, Mkhitaryan and Barella.
Chahanoglu, I the glue.
Oh, bad. You get it. So it is an interesting midfield setup, and I want to see how the midfield battle will pan out. But I'm repeating, if Barca fail in their recoveries and the duels on Mubenya if they fail to win most of them, Inter for the bear affect you. The other one, the press, another pressing. Sebasa for my Inter quite more passable from the back. It will allow Inter much more comfort, and you can't afford to make such an opponent comfortable in a crucial game like this. Inter team no, omo passive actually. Barca wo press omo wo ha omo.
To say PSG for no omo ye to say bia
omo press resistant.
Okay.
You know why press resistant? To say Pedri and now Frankie de Jong.
Okay.
No Kitabo now pressing the Mkhitaryan the same. None of the Inter midfielders are press resistant, but Barca will press resistant midfielders. And Barca they know you press you time and you double up. To say the Madrid in the latter stages of Copa del Rey final, the year Pedri J ball a lead to South Africa Mbappe share. But if Barca allows Inter to play from the back, because of Metrono, Acerbi, Bastoni, or whoever gets to play with them, so more pressure, more comfortable, and no keeper no so. On an excellent ball playing goalkeeper. So Barca's press it needs to be as effective as ever, right from almost front line.
Because flick by now almost press a
good. And no na Emma Lewandowski's absence, to me, I think a blessing in disguise.
Okay.
The entire America stand here. The stats are there. Top game be goals. 5 of them they scored 19 goals. Barca team it is Lewandowski is their most identifiable attacking threat anymore. He's their top scorer. But team goal scorers no do so. Daniel Mama double figures and Ameboa. Ferran Torres Omar double figures. Rafinha, Yamal Omar double figures. Good. So they have goal scorers within their fold. But the Lewandowski and Ferran Torres in terms of activity without the ball, the press. Ferran Torres is very active and is more mobile than Lewandowski. So he will lead Barca's press from the front. And it be crucial for Barca. Because Barca team no so omoka more pressing intervene and no. So it is an interesting game with a lot of intrigues and then storylines. Barca are favorite, but again, this is the Champions League, and momentum counts, especially if you make it count. Another bar. Momentum counts if you make it count. So wow, ube take advantage of your momentum creation periods, you will hurt this game. Barca are favorites too. You game we no more we need 3-1. Do not be surprised. But say Inter so shock you more. It is not because a idea Barca for 9 years, but it is because Inter have a lot in them, and on a good day they can prove it. So don't rule anything out.
Oh, Mike, me that say.
And to end this, you see,
I want to engage all of us. Yeah, Nipa. There are bad days for everybody. There are bad days for everybody.
True.
Take it as one of those bad days. Take it as one of those bad days.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Oba. Oja nenangu unaiswa So take it as one of such. Nipa from nipa. And from so let us forgive and forget. Let's move on. Then the yebeshe webufu ochine yebesere abom sana nipa
normal program be to say be a salary be drop. Yeah. Me na for you Muslim phone kwa.
Couple account.
Ne ba ku be.
Let's be fi ah. O se meche momo. Na so time ne so fi se menye dane.
Yes 40. Yes 40 na ya. Yeah. Momo plans o mind me.
Mo mai. Masa mo nya de se ya na. O se o ka we si mama ba. I am knockout. My man another bar with out. One year no obesa fa knockout. Yes. Allo basu bad. Now
sometimes yana me na no be ne me pa so ex no so no say sabi yana enye no man nyina na ho a sometimes we na wo bo ya ko ba sinimbo wọ́n fi asame sinimbo bọ́nà Ronaldo nso asane a ẹni ẹm sẹ ẹni bẹyì mu deɛ kwabo tam deɛ
wọn ka ho kura
ẹni ọmọ ni butu kura sẹ
ọmọ ni mu hyɛ
ti yẹ ni mu ana mo ma da ma na ma enya baabi a ti mo ni hɔ ti mo fa nkyɛn mu ngya menka yes kabo yɛn kɔ na watera
wada egusu boy
bese manchede no shadow one mag bese manchede na ma no
ene o show no so aye no ntwe
so mo ye de
ya Paul abishi ya de se form asere na nanom yes
so mo boko to
asere na nanom se omu mie kwam emma no ti inti bese manche inti
bisola mo le ko do mo bi age fun e tuni tun mo ni gan fe afi abakwe won bi do mo won bi jade mo don so kan ba fe proje nje ala mi tata re kan ma che bi ni ba fe musu bo san le akon ka che ko to mo ko la bi ra de te ka me che ko ye do proje nje adie ya mo le ko me fe mo mo ba wọ́n bí ọmọ òyìn ẹ̀wọ̀ dànù ọ̀kẹ́ kò ṣe é sùn. àkàbò afọ́sọ àjùmọ̀ bá yẹ kó yé kó sáwà bá yẹ kó sọ̀ngbẹ́ bá yẹ kó kó ọjọ́ ọmọdé àdọ̀ ọ̀ ẹ̀yìn wọ́n àdín náà dọ̀nà wọ́n ní bá fẹ́ musu kọ̀ ṣìnà pàṣẹ yẹn wọ̀ náà ń bọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ ó ní ìlú ọ̀yẹ́ wọ́n náà bá fẹ́ ní efi ọmọ yìí efi ṣàdé efi ẹnà ya ẹkọ mẹfi ẹmu abawọdé níbi ìdánwò akara ha sọfọ ọmọba náà yẹ bí ẹni tútù kọ yẹkọ nẹẹtẹ mi dùnmọ akara ha sọfọ kọ bá bí aga ẹnyẹ àmì o wọn ní nàkàmọmọ àkùnrin ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ ẹkọ ọmọdé ọmọdé ṣàdé ọmọdé nọya màtẹmẹ ṣàdé hàn ọmọdé nọya hàn àmì gbọmọtò mi yé wà ní.
ami adoma Sunday na inshira emra emaha nti won sem eno no has for no
ho eswala ba na
am say o mo honum no bia team na funu ma ne hye no ana yeyi apaye ana nanom no mo metachiri na o mo flyer no ma ye dia aba no 4 days to go ana mo de Bernard Donbote atum fini ka check kotokofo say we no
kind of
so mo kire mu nyama kakra bi a esi okotoko has game no
and no use for player ba go
yeah and eso ye don nti don bote adena tum na yes o kai mo mo nyama esi kotoko ne has game mu ti don bote nyama wa ye no ebibesi eno anombe so mo kan edi kire mo na say ye kan ana title no has for no say enye over into Parado Eddie Atuja say it's not over until it's over. Mathematically, Omar say and say we be cool. Man for the nations, man for the gold star also Debbie. Omo muntimen yene omo relegation. Aka no more run the Biagia. It's 3 games bet. 8 matches to go. This is games bet. Yes, anything can happen. Nobody has any authority to say that the person must say, and as a team way and a winning league, and as a team way is out. Unless so more see by 50 matches to go. This is football. 8 points, 3 games. Yes, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Nobody has any authority to say that the person is a team way management na you ma family anafi o enso technical team no maye na asna so message o de mo say momra na mo metachi Sunday said be betimi abo na win akọ ama has vote e won cry the chef player friends board the chef and we expect that players and coaches so when they to the pitch they almost be almost check on pitch so they are na can say now chef say we'll go in there when the players almost too many number stands them that extra motivation so that the kind of results are we will not have it. We will go out and then be able to make the House of Hope family very proud at the end of the night. wo ene nsama ha ore atu dwa na ticket na nra na Ghana for council so here 50 over 100 Ghana cities up to 300 cities Ghana forecast as a umbese we take advantage of this game no so we so now support haza we a moment also be contribute bibi kakra e de ama club nti sika ne de me mane hunahuna momre na mo chi na sika no mo tua kra na mo de ma house of folk
so 50 cities so we see it as also a positive gesture or supporter no so so that collectively we will be able to move the club forward. I think that in all things it is time for all of us to
Ghana and Kotokone has game Sunday also and to every Nyame Aduma Sunday also ever stadium na from monitor game
and probably by Ubisame calf Sunday Hearts Nekotoko obviously is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, fixture or domestic calendar. So, and I think two teams in there varied and varying stories to tell in the build-up to already me say two teams na study promote you know yeah perception and again my satisfaction game Sunday Bay or in Sports Stadium. I wish both teams the very best.
I was just saying, your bit may come out or no. I confirm inside my say was stepping down. Oh, we a waffle zombie as a president. Is focus on GFA and after the second vice as the McCaff and any Juma dim you know as I say was so a near my bit me. I come so back exercise so 10 an idiot. I had been sorted those for the Juma was some the moment the DNA had and no now we is no and some the buy now a cam cock free a message your show by concern refugees almost say you do 21 weeks confirm yes the reference no say Afibiano 7.5 million Ghana cedis and almost spend on referees sika I think clubs in Itiano and if you know Ajiato almost Mutiadama clubs no 7.5 million Ghana cedis now we know the two just a reasons in tia every day clubs in the cano on the referees in the say start time for contract no best time woman sika no says can intino man and intino man and some kakra what you to do no more say to a referees nika or show mubo say until this week referees ever available na akudu music
why never kwa jiskara la
we so obi why do ka bia obekwa jo de hinti we de sam go ma yesa
we bold no but if not doka I'm say it's your boat. I know they no crash out to me babon but Baba can say na kwa say
I say who be ntimi ni usika ya do ka ba ntimi
ni mo ya jumare na usika ma ntimi demand usika
ya toilet aba edini mu ni ade ne adwen ba yes ye betuo mu kanti
okay
on betombe de mate no betombe de pa fancy
mate wo but assist now the house for me and the massa I'm using a oak tree now phobia colors now bono swallow banano
the Diana no me twa so po ba le bi
some budget train will get because
to go na baby side we will if you I think
Mike train na happy everybody be say any new thing na
train na cheap girls ni mu no carry 3 million
explanation aba denti omo erezi ticket by omo mfa full capacity was stadium
baby na renovation
they are only and run cheche munaba ye way na me fi kura say me buy me catch you. So 25,000 in India and my price
Black Stars and comedy can cover by
exactly.
And so na later
yes sir mo monte say I don't know baby you go say now they be anti
any sign frequent muso ni sign frequent ma has a kwam now
I don't know when before the start of the season.
So that's has a game now.
Yes dear
Abi on say enimgu ase na kotoko ahye omo 4
atoa so
ekere na omo go won sai
o so omo paponchi break akra anti na wo go hu na no
so do e kotoko ni ntina o kan say
oh but yeah fancy
na am so I am camera
oh wana got now
na no mo pe camera o abosun fia e de camera esi woda
for college ka so no use laptop ni na want
me dey say ana
but game we has any
omo ya
watara pressure na kono so no
yeah
we are west will be gina we chi as one sha or je adwuma na ko
fancy you see aya da bia okowunchi eboa because yenem we free baby and I will be a obia wona na hyase bibie ne hoda hokwa enti so ma huni se baby o makodri de team ne fm no ehudi hia se yensan ko hu nananom da bia mpai bo pa bi o boy mre bi etwam yese hia ne mprempren a boni bi anim I think is a way of courting support for this game say what say amount for ba yeyi supporters no adwe free baby na ya mo mahu the institution has to folk and what they represent say yakwa him ni so bi ayeye ba baby aduru de de sese na nanu so abam no omode ebe kan whoever open house no or deep rooted in house of folk it inspires the person to take that step say any other day support has to folk on that part of it I think say you won't begrudge them nese uko na nano ha ubu no abon pa ama o niema bebre abo exactly nia opese o kire ba one na te ni o ya ase nti has adwane akofie se mpanifo ya yema ne kwa so ano I think it can play into the minds of omo ebia no initially onkoshe game we betimi I drive support no ba in a way but I go primarily be decide session no go form we anyam ya me say be preso na no me
dey I am bo video ni na was
there be say me share brand of snap no so when free you so the Adolf Hitler and Chrome for the me a blend it so I say
oh but game na say as a promo game no
many just say FA president enya say ahead of the big game menya ideally na care about all other games on Saturday preserve Kotoko has Kotoko on Sunday so be the focus of league because whenever Kotoko and Has are in a meeting the whole of Africa I know we top matches I weekend inti over the years back in the day Kotoko and Has game there 1 week in any other game you bought before Kotoko and Has never obia attention and call that game so this encounter enya bad but for the GFA president to say he will be at the stadium. A game feels all the two teams are preparing very well for the game. Yes, share the problem one way or the other. It differ from each other. But I know why pay the fact that the biggest game with the domestic Mr. Ketokweku ayade and I wish most of the that would be Adiombe trumpeti from now till Sunday say this is our game. We always have to cherish our own. Your sports industry what 30 years plus. The first love the Ghana Premier League. Michael Essien na kan ho na if no attention akodi Europe Chelsea bi okobobo ni ye ntia but we are na attention no our local league focus me to me say the managers and the handlers no adwuma bebre ye ene ne ka officiating but this is very own, and on Sunday I would be very happy if you bring your attendance befitting of Kotoko and her standard, because over the years in even in the President's Cup Paya still not but 25,000 there
you born there
at least 15,000
no be a Mike ni edin kumona make a train across Kotoko game no mo born
yeah
wahana no yana adok na duana game so ana bi se born na America as a coach na Accra say 3 points obenya smooth start so as at the point camera was so far game na make catch was okay in a say yem ni ade no on said e koroko ye ma link pitch no ye no inya pitch no sa greener na ye what is that cameras na di twa we na ye na omo de na ye de na angle shot na area shot no na ma so who still now to now have
production there's no way to beat me say Super Sports Ghana League production no one problem this season our league now I face a lot of issues with broadcasters but I think next season 24 beat my
na udim se me ko ka say o mo fa numbers mbra na bo for na wo bo fu ti ati so mo mo asa na wo je bu
asa na be na ya o de pata because me say on tesa ti on se de ka say
no we all have me so ya me pese me hu obi especially o ma bo basketball bi na nkoye Celtic akọbọ na o mo di egu a Lakers o mo ye na ento aso sa
o de da bele na o je
o mo ningu sa ana wa na to sa na bush
is
Lakers egu so we all have our bad days and na me pese me kan but wa o say still obu ofu no dey for momo no man go obi be surprise o why ketwa bi enso a nto obi amfa ne momo no man go wa o say wa kuma na wo ho no o de mobile number so nya threat mobile number no nya threat so obeja de obufo ne de ne but I think that we are set for an excitement minister vo ya adwen say there should be a special focus on the Hearts Kotoko game, and I think that if yenya a dedicated day see a boy no kwa big game be a man be frame it deserves to be
obenya tsanke bi akra obenya dreams
because
out of Lagos
what they do here, they schedule their big games at a time there's no community. Big games most of the kickoffs say 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. My big game name man at time. It will either be the late kickoff or the next day. I think it's also play a part. See a bit clear matches in the floor. Now focus so by your kind of no. Don't want to jina your clubs I can see so need your mobile to me. I think that this is a reflection of what they need to do things right. Omonye ketwa. Menye sure say FA president any other Premier League who face home eson komo radio so and TV so paying this season.
Do they no business say by why calves are warm some
you get it. So for him to speak to a game of this nature, it means and you get the tagline for this game as the unmissable. What are these two teams doing to ensure that truly pass any game see a messy and you can also be any bishe and that have to do a lot. But I love the approach that has focus taking. And maybe it's also because I'm not my home team. Into them engage behind the scenes and at the HR back camera so ebianisi gunsa and they are invoking the spirits to come and then support the club. I hope to see more especially from Kotoko. So has a year then almost move first and a home game way. Nti has a na counter na frequency aba. Let's see such engagements, from the two sides. No more kikambom, no more piano game, no enkosho. Because I still believe, despite clubs, or more struggles to replicate the good old days, there is still a certain iota of quality within their football. On a very good day, the two teams, will bring it to bear. That is why there were supporters. Has Kotoko stage on Medrino. They need more supporters than fans. Yeah. Tight team even in the bad times. So we wish for the best and so then we expect to see a very beautiful game on Sunday.
Okay, well, now my many sermons are vital. How about me champagne for any como again. Many are set BBI find here.
Yeah, we come. BBI come.
Na baby so drone be ho.
BBI be ho.
Oh, okay.
BBI be okay. Nearest pharmaceutical herbal shop be over the counter.
That's
right. Could be an drone available. Oh,
in come 2 weeks ago buy and I'm say capsules boys na ba ko yere mj.
Wow.
O ma me mission no sande no mo yere mj ni bienu nyina. Ba ko no de zem say mantem ho tede. Because yes, or boy, you see me here box. Capsules,
bro.
But the bad idea.
Problem be any
Judy.
Problem be.
Boy, come on.
Well, Yama, I have phone in Aquaba and Rasemens Verbal Misha, Pimstein Company Limited, Aquafadiaba, a special greetings to your CEO, Dr. James Amwa, Mayor Sabri, or TV or Monitor Jumedian, and Adivia Case, I am more basso. Na ye more betia man, say, oh yeah, Juma pa, oh yeah, Juma. See, Drew Beba, na a big personality like Yao Fancy Di Maria. Ebenum bi no wadi ho dance de na ejuma wo ye no ejuma ejuma so enti ye de fa kwan we so achi aye boss Dr. James Amwa Tibrekese openya otai semens voucher and capsules ane age ne ho ntre ha age babia sent no age babia na ya wonam krom kra obi ahu o se aganyo say wonam krom kra na on feel here because obi ahu a aganyo aganya ketwa iti no agan ho command na enam se command no ba be bia na wo question bia person obisa but o TV na chi no ntimi misa me sa question no nti bomoden se obefa your numbers no Fred doctor see a doctor na mu number no na me dey ma no dey offer na say your problem na situation ni sitie bia no me prache ono obedi nkomo na afi na duro no dey say oyema no watimi aya ama ho so atimi atọ numbers no 0240
0240
and 0205 0205 and no numbers into me no ka say how your friend nyame na me receive calls no doctor na mu na receive calls into the friend na on fa ejuma semens vital herbal mission na said you wan kasa odi kan o intro no me pa cho maximum respect be me bia wa odi tum say wa ye mre entiate ni ho say your girlfriend in terms say your in terms say baby anes ni bia ema wo maximum respect me say so onya bia from your sound because semens no ba me as sound din e bia we tennis man we indomie man a ye be sound din afro nana ye be fro bosu wan hwe yankofo ni din na nam Facebook ra kwa no we bataza ha say ye boys ni bebre say your girlfriends no wives at home din bataza
boys na papa
because ejuma sembe ba mr eye ma omo no nya sem ketwa kra na de bia ye ba ye kan ye say auto adrona frey ye secret code bi de be chowa ade na pick e man pick fast now 6 months in any be man sorry that 6 months was it do baby cry and the wife to reach a chairman on the idea so still at the end of my emirates said I kind of say married players mama is a biscuit you know so I said the baby why emirates ayo ahojo to also bad ntimi mpagya emre na da ho okoto adu ni binum bia no pa enumre onum bi wie na e kire ne secret no and all the secret code no bo ase after 30 minutes John so dey no okoba ade aka history ade ya so original so gidi wanya dey so ya no honto no wow ya odi adanse e wo me phone so kwade next week ba ye bia wa ye mre bia no wo de ne ye men's vital herbal mixture and the capsules ye nam mre ye different types ye obi wa de ne premature ejaculation no the bo mu ano na obosi no wo jamu se abosi na study no so I say sleeping pill unya di mo be sen ko ya bosi na wo da ha bosi no du atam wontima na tikotin tim bi asa no ma wo hram we do atam because wa mo ano I mean wahano inti bomade se on sabeka semens vibes be me bia wa yemre bia no the prophylactic solution to problem no semens vital herbal mixture obuane de erectile dysfunction no ti ma se emu odin a na ema adwuma no eye kama ema feel na mom ni se wo mna sa memre ti say indomie I say biscuit bi edi nsu aka na de o ya adwuma to feel on tehwe obo se basa on jite ho no oda ho na akofa nsem bebre ya benti bomade so benya semens vital herbal mixture herbal shop and over the counter na be wona o to aduro ni wi afre ye numbers no ye nchire okwan abefa so abenom no